What's going on, guys?
What's going on, brother? How you
I'm back.
doing?
I'm back. I'm back.
How you feeling? You feeling okay?
I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. I definitely glad I did take off last week because I was going through some dentistry type situations, and
Nothing
I've
wrong.
got a high tolerance for pain in a lot of aspects. But man, that was rough. That was probably some of the worst pain I think I've ever gone through. But still got some work to do. But definitely, that portion is gone, and we're definitely getting back. I want to I don't even know if he's in yet, but want to thank Andrew from the Luau definitely for filling in for me. It's kind of a last minute request. So what's funny is I don't know if people realize this because I don't think we've ever discussed this, but between Wayne and I, we've got this thing where you know things happen and we miss a show or something like that, but we kind of have I guess like an unwritten rule that if we aren't going to be there and we decide to do the show, we don't, sometimes we might decide to just cancel the show, but if we decide to still do the show, it's up to that person to find a fill-in.
That's right.
And we don't always tell that person, like, I don't go to Wayne and say, who do you want? I find a fill in, and then I'll just, when I confirm it, I tell, hey, send an invite to this person, and he'll attend to it. So it's kind of a surprise to a certain aspect of who we do. So I think it brings a cool aspect to the show when that happens.
It
So
works out though, right? I mean,
yeah,
it
and I
works out
don't think
that way.
we've ever really discussed how we do it. We've
No,
just done
just
it that way.
just done it that way. It's always look. It always works out. Andrew is always easy to talk to. He kept me in check. Don't worry. He didn't let me like stray out there too far. Um, I think backstage we were kind of discussing some really cool stuff that's coming up. We have Pride Month that's coming up in 2 days. I don't
Hmm.
know if you get behind Pride Month. I get behind Pride Month every month. I every year. I have my favorite Pride Month pop sitting there, which is the
I've,
Ursula
I've got my
Diamond
Mickey
Tears
Mouse.
Hot
I got my
Topic exclusive.
That one's a
If
good one too.
this is a really good one. If you check your local Hot Topic, they've been getting these in lately. This is actually last year's though. I don't know why they're like getting last year's in again, but they are.
Hey,
That is
why
a
not?
really cool one.
I've
That
got
is
I've got
really
my
cool.
Mickey Mouse Pride one sitting right over there. It is big out here for Disney. I mean, Orlando. It's a place where no matter how old or young you are, it's to me it's a safe place to be yourself
Oh
regardless
yeah.
of whatever. So I think Pride Month Disney does a lot of things technically out here. So people come on down and hang out, and I'm all for it. You do what makes you happy, and to me that's the goal of life. Be happy with what you do, and you know that's the way I see it. But
I missed something there. Sorry, I had to get my laptop plugged in. I think basically you're just saying be you, be
yeah,
you, and I'll be me, and we'll all like be happy together. So we got some really cool stuff going on. I want to kind of talk about the BB-8 that we talked about last time we were live. Um, there's some stuff going on with Disk Tracker. I seen a new Stitch out there that maybe everybody has seen before. The fun days, we know what day it is, but we haven't like had the quantity announced yet. We're going to talk about that a little bit. There's a little bit of Funko news out there, but there's not a whole lot of Funko news out there. So we have some of that we're going to be going over, and then we got some pop culture stuff. At some point we kind of like ventured into this wasn't solely about like Funko news, that we were going to cover multiple different things like what's going on at Disney and what's going on in pop culture, which Disney would kind of fall in pop culture, I think. Would you agree?
yes, Disney is definitely they've been on the realm of pop culture for many years.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. That Disney would fall into the world of pop culture. We have a really special guest that's going to be coming on today, so I'm going to ask him some questions, even though I'm totally unprepared for a guest. So we'll figure that out at some point today. How about we hit that chat real quick? I see that we got some really
Sure.
cool people in the chat right now. Why don't we
So
hit
we
that chat?
had in here. I know we are a little late, but it's all right. So we had in here first. We had Mr. Chase's Kingdom, Hails to the Kingdom. We have the best mod in the business, Miss Christina Payne. We've got bees popping. What's happening? Appreciate you
Easy.
stopping on by. We've got Zach Bonifer in the house. What's going on? Appreciate you stopping on by. And I think that's where we're at so far. So we'll hit people up as they come on into the chat, or at least I know there's more people. I can see that there's more people. Just enough people haven't made any um, comments.
Yeah, and if you're sitting in the chat real quick, how about do us a favor and help us out in the algorithm and hit that thumbs up. I see that we don't have a whole lot of thumbs up right there. So hit that thumbs up real quick and try and help us out in the algorithm a
Now,
little bit and see if
now
we can like
tonight we do not have the egg. I did not refill the eggs on because I'm a little behind on shipping out my stuff.
it makes two
There's
of us.
gonna be stuff going out this weekend, so I want to get caught up on that before we start the eggs again. I think we've been having a lot of fun, and I'm gonna go out and try to find some more Disney stuff. I'm gonna find some interesting Disney stuff to be able to give away and go from there. But we'll probably bring that back next week or the week after that or something like that. But hey, we're never shy to tell you if you guys always want to support the channel, we'd always appreciate a little super chat or whatnot. It's always a great way to help support the channel.
So do you remember the BB-8 bag that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago?
Is that the lounge fly bag?
This is the lounge fly. It was $120. They were doing a 4,000 piece run, and we were kind of discussing on if the BB-8 was limited or because they didn't really tell us, right? They just kind of said that it was a lounge fly
Yeah,
combination 4,000 limited
they
piece
weren't
run.
very detailed.
And for the $120, it was a little salty, right? I mean, and the $120 bag was a little salty. So this bag did drop and it did not sell out. So this bag didn't sell out at $120. To be completely honest, I'm not really surprised.
I do have to say, I understand this is Pride, but I love the colors on this thing.
I do love the colors, and I don't care that it's Pride. I was just telling somebody yesterday. So this was Memorial Day weekend for us, and we live on the lake, so we have a lot of fun on the lake every Memorial Day weekend. Um, there is a sailboat out there right now. One of the little small catamarans. It's a little
Hmm.
small catamaran, like a two-person catamaran. Um, Beautiful. I mean, just beautiful rainbow like sail that they have on this thing. It's just absolutely beautiful. Um, I don't really care like what the symbolic meaning behind the rainbow is. I've always kind of liked it. The same reason I have like Pride
Sure.
Month pops. I've always kind of liked it, and I've also planned on doing a Pride Month Wayne this month. So keep your eyes out on that. Um, $120. I think the bag was a little salty at $120, a 4,000 piece run. They never really told us if the BB-8 was limited, right? Well, they did tell us in the description that it's a Diamond Series, so it's a Diamond Series BB-8. But I want you to check this out because I in my adventures today found that Funko had done something that they didn't really say, and we were kind of in that: is it limited? Is it not limited?
Well, so it's definitely not limited. No, it's a notify me. I hate that notify me thing. It's friggin' crap.
So this is oh, Christina, you're invited anytime. Anytime you're invited. Um, this is one of the major problems with Funko right now. And I know that they don't see it. And I know that they would never admit it. But they put out these 4,000 piece limited runs, and it's a diamond series, right? So that's the difference between this one and the other one.
Yeah.
The other one is a
Shiny.
diamond. This one is not a diamond, which means that they put colored glitter included on there is what it means. That's what the diamond means. They took colored glitter and glued him on there. But what is the difference?
Don't really see. I mean, the same color pattern, same everything. What's the box look like?
Same box. It's in the same box. I mean, that's tradition.
Here's where I'm at with this whole thing. I forgot. Actually, that box is on fire.
There's another one I'm going to show in a second that
That box is actually pretty damn cool. But here's where I have a problem with the whole package. With the bag and BB-8. Sometimes when you're getting a bag and a pop, it may seem like it's a value because you're getting two things for the price. But
120 is.
I think they definitely overpriced their thing because if you think that pops, you can buy it for $12 when it comes out.
Yeah.
Maybe for it being a diamond edition, possibly limited. you throw a couple extra bucks on top of that. We're talking about, an average value of $14. I'm looking on Loungefly's website right now, and their average price for Disney bags. I'm not talking about other time. I'm just talking about Disney bags. Their average price for Disney bags
I already
is
know the price.
somewhere between $80 and $90 is
Yep.
the average. There's a few like a limited edition.
100% though.
Even that's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I see a limited edition Aladdin 30th
Yeah.
anniversary mini palace backpack with Jasmine, and that's 125. So really, tell me where in your value are you getting with this? Because it just seems like you're getting raked through the coals. Because again, what also bothers me about this is, yes, Jasmine's diamond on this one, but you're going to tell me limited, right? But you're not telling me how limited it is, because by telling me how limited it is, it's going to tell me, how valuable that pop and bag could be, but you're not telling me how I guess on this, for some reason, some of these the Loungefly wasn't being, so the Loungefly does say 3,000 pieces. On this one, I did just see right here it says 4,000 pieces, but that still seems high.
So remember from the very first jump, I said the problem is they're not really telling you a BB-8 is limited. They just say that it's a combination, right? So Funko skirted under that same nonsense Funko skirts under all the time, and they said, well, the diamond one is going to be the limited edition. The other one we're going to sell at $12.99 because we didn't stick glitter on it. That is this is the problem with Funko at this moment.
Yeah.
This is a 1,000% the problem with Funko. They marked the bag up to $120, thinking that they were going to take advantage of the people who had to have this limited edition
When
4,000
at best the standard value for a bag and a pop is less than $100.
Right. So the standard price is under $100. So they initially decided that they were going to take advantage of the fear of missing out because it's a 4,000 limited piece edition. And then they said, well, let's not let this color scheme, like let's not make more money off of this color scheme and let it fall. Let's make another BB-8, but just not do him in a diamond series. Let's do this BB-8 in the exact same colors, but we're just not going to do him in the diamond series. And then we're going to justify the other one because the other one is diamond and this one is just the colors. Garbage.
You know what I gotta say though too, what kind of bothers me about this is, I love the color scheme of BB-8. I think it's very cool and
I
very
do too.
creative, but then you leave the base completely black.
Yeah. Look, man, I've struggled with this today.
I mean, if they would have taken like a paint splash and
Yeah.
did like a paint splash to that base, or even just made it white, I think it would have been better than that black base.
So I had to throw this one in there, even though I know that this is not part of the conversation.
I'm not digging the color scheme as much because I don't like the overly blue head on or top on him. But the new Pride boxes,
it's the box, right?
I mean, pretty
it's
damn awesome.
It's the box. The box is what sells this right here, and they knew that when they made these. The box was going to be the strong suit and what carried these pops through. I like the R2. I like the BB-8. I think that Funko needs to really think about what they're doing to their collectors though when they do things like this and it's you can tell that it's starting to hurt them, right? I mean, you can tell that their actions are starting to have consequences, right? And this is how I'm going to prove to you that you can tell that they're starting to notice that their actions have consequences. This thing is still for sale. Check this out. Check this out. Where's he at? Where's he at? Oh,
it's on the new release.
It's right here somewhere. Hold on. Am I on the new releases? Yeah, I'm on the new releases. Where did he go? They must have taken him down today. Look at that. I was going to talk about this, the Biggie Smalls mystery box.
They moved it off of the I just saw it. If you move it off of the new releases and you put it on just the all items.
Oh, it's on the exclusives. That's where I'm at. I missed
It's
it under
still
the
there.
exclusives. Yeah, so I wasn't under the exclusives. I was under the new releases. So here it is. This thing is still for sale, and this is how you can tell that
That's because
Funko's
at this point everybody's figured out that it's a product dump.
right, and this is how you can tell that like they're starting to the fact that their actions are starting to show consequences, right? Because people aren't falling for it anymore. People aren't buying them.
Wait, when the fuck did that be? Oh, that's a 100. Never mind. Sorry, that looks to be something else. But I want to see another person's opinion on this. We've got a great guy sitting in the background, and I want to hear if he got this mystery box and what he
You know,
thinks.
100% he did.
So
He didn't get this mystery
we've
box.
got our good friend Simon from the Great White North. Is that what it is? Great White Beyond? I don't know. Whatever. It's our Canadian connection, buddy. So we got Simon Crook in the house. What's up, man?
What's up?
Simon, what is going on, brother?
I think we were commenting before backstage that I think we've both have chatted with you, of course, in the chat, as well as probably through Instagram, but we've never actually talked through a camera with you before.
No.
Not a singular time. What do you have going on behind you back there?
Oh, I got a bunch of things, man.
I
got my TV on my left, and then also got some got a little light in the back. Some boxes and some Pokemon plushies and yeah.
That's right. Simon's all into that Pokemon stuff.
All into the Pokemon stuff. So what made you go from Funko to Pokemon?
I don't know. I'd like. I think I just like when I created my originally it was like just collectibles and Funko and obviously I'd liked Pokemon, but I started doing shorts and then it just kept on. I just stuck with it, and I figured that they say do what works, and then at that time Pokemon was working. I just kept on riding the Pokemon train.
That works.
That is pretty awesome. I like some of your Pokemon stuff, and I get into a few of them. Right now I'm on the hunt for a Charizard. If I don't get a Charizard, then I'm just going to give up on life at some point. It's something I'm just going to give up on life.
Of course, we do see our good friend Johnny Knight, who has changed his name just like that. Just he went from just like Nikki Sixx changed his name. He went to Johnny Knight, who is he probably should have changed it to Moose Knuckle 5 instead of Johnny Knight. To be honest with you, I think that would have been cooler. But that would be Johnny Funko, the Diz Tracker. Wait, actually, I gotta ask Simon this because Simon's close friends with Mr. Johnny Knight. Is he Diz Tracker?
He's 100% Diz Tracker.
I cannot confirm or deny.
He knew that question was coming. You can tell he knew. 100% knew that one was coming.
Yeah. So, what can I say to that? I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Well, first of all, we already wanted to get back to this mystery box. Did you decide to get her? Are you with everybody else and don't want to pay $50 for? That Biggie Smalls is definitely cool if you didn't have them, but now you're paying $50 for them because those other 5 items are just dumps.
Here's the problem: Funko doesn't deliver to Canada, so we're screwed either way. We can't get this box unless I get like a third party, like a redirect, which I don't have. So I would have got it for sure. I know Diz Tracker. Johnny Funko would have got it, but definitely. I have the limited Hot Topic one. Maybe it would have gone with my collection, but that
gold outfit is definitely hot.
So,
I know.
How long has Johnny Knight been Diz Tracker?
Oh, we're going back on this one.
We're gonna try and reword it in a different way. How long has Johnny Knight been Diz Tracker? He's not gonna answer. All right, so check this out. This is where I'm confused, and you're gonna have to help me out a second. How could Funko not deliver to Canada if one of the biggest influencers that market their product lives in Canada? I'm so confused on how this works. Now, how did Tristan even become a Funko person
That
if he
is a
can't
good
get
point.
Funkos in Canada?
He lives like 20 minutes from the border, so he can go across and grab stuff. I'm sure he has a redirect that he can go and get his stuff. So, but yeah, I'm sure there's a reason for it, whether it's, you know, cost or they're just not equipped to send stuff to Canada. I don't know. I don't understand it, but it's a shame because yeah, that's definitely an area where they could expand to. You know, everybody wants to expand to other countries. I don't, you know, but it's probably a cost thing.
Yeah,
I
I
can
mean,
only
you have
think. I
you
mean,
have Funko Europe. You have Funko everywhere, but can't. Oh, that's crazy, insanity. But then you
yeah.
get to really cool like Toys R Us like exclusives. Funko's messing with you. They're playing games. Did you get the BB-8 back? Let's talk about that one for a second. No, because they don't deliver to Canada. How do you get exclusives out of the
That is
United
wrong
States?
that they don't deliver to Canada, by the
How do
way.
you get exclusives from the United States if they don't deliver to Canada?
Funko Illuminati.
So Funko Illuminati is sending you
Yeah,
the
he's
the
my source.
exclusive.
He's got the hookup.
He's my
He's got the
source.
hookup.
Yeah.
He's your
Yeah.
source. Well, that's
I mean,
a
I
pretty good
suppose I
source.
could set up like a PO box like in Buffalo and then go and drive because I'm only about 50 minutes from the border, so I can go and set up and drive there. But um, I had a friend that did that prior to COVID, and then when COVID happened, they got stuck and they couldn't get their stuff and they got screwed. So kind of, I kind of just held off on doing that for a bit. But I think I may start do that. I think down the road I'll just get an address over across the
So is
border.
that considered smuggling?
100%. They're plastic smuggling.
Plastic smuggling.
Petroleum products. Petroleum products over the border.
Sorry.
Well, the person that I knew that did it would say that they had them there in the back before prior to driving over, and I guess, but I don't know. They never got stopped, so couldn't really see if that actually worked. But.
So he'd unbox them all and then just leave the mail there.
Oh, he would like she would have them in the back seat of her trunk, and then claim that they were there from a purchase a week, 2 ago before she drove over the border. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But, I
a
mean,
pretty smart idea. So how long has Johnny Funko? How long is Johnny Funko and D been diss tracker? Let's try this a different way.
about a year and a half. God damn it!
About a year and a half now. Oh, anyways, all right. I'm gonna get off this Funko site now because I'm not gonna be on there. Has anybody been checking out Funko's Instagram lately?
I don't usually go to their
Simon,
Instagram.
do
I
you
put their
do you
Twitter.
still like? Do you still
Oh, yeah.
are you still in the Funko community even though you're still doing like Pokemon stuff?
This tractor's Johnny Funko's my source, so
Johnny
I
Funko's
usually my source for information.
I got
So
you.
he keeps me up to date. He's my but yeah, I mean, honestly, I have kind of fallen off the Funko, meaning I'm only getting exclusive now. I'm not going out there and just trying to complete sets and grabbing comments. Like I want to get the stuff that I really like. You know, if there's a really good exclusive anime, Demon Slayer.
You kind of step back on
gonna go
my
for it.
style of, you know, now that I'm not doing technically Funko content, I'm actually just collecting what I want, what I like.
Yeah, I mean, I only have so much space. I have over 350 pops, and I live in a 3-bedroom home, so like, and I got kids. I mean, where am I going to put them all?
You have a whole
Just
bedroom dedicated to Pops. That's what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have
With the
an
door
entire
locked.
bedroom with the door locked. An entire bedroom dedicated to Pops, and it's locked. Has anyone noticed that Funko has been neglecting their Instagram? That they're not using their Instagram like they historically did in the past?
They definitely haven't been. I mean, even their Twitter. I mean, unless it's something really new coming out. I mean, I expected more from Funko in a lot of aspects of, you know, I think they're very lackluster in promoting their 25 years of Funko Fun. You know, I mean, if you're going to get into that realm, I mean, you got to do it big. Like, you know, when Disney did their 50th anniversary, you know, you got to make that a big thing. You know, make more of exclusive pops with that box, with that, you know, 25th anniversary logo. But they've come up with nothing. You know?
And this is how you know that Funko hasn't had a whole lot that's going on at this moment. When Johnny Funko starts posting the map and it gives you all of the brands that are in all of the different states, so that they have something to post, we're getting in some pretty like bad waters when it comes to Funko. Disc Tracker himself, I went on his today and I was like, all right, so this is normally my source, like you said, for when I'm wanting to kind of see what's out there. And it doesn't always work, but sometimes it works. You can kind of get over to Disc Tracker and be like, all right, this is the new stuff that we may or may not see. He instead has U2s. He has some Pokemon plushes, which is Squishmallows. These things were stupid at Walmart. People went like crazy over those for whatever reason. And then he's posting this thing. Which I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I actually spent some time earlier seeing what brands are in what states. So I didn't know if y'all had seen that, but there's just not a lot going on in the Funko community at this moment. There's a little stuff here and there, but there's just not a lot of news out there.
So Johnny Knight is saying he wants that new Ozzy Osbourne exclusive, Funko exclusive. He's gonna pay double.
It's gonna pay double for that, Johnny. What for the one that you can get currently on their website?
Yeah, for the new Ozzy Osbourne one.
Simon, have you seen the Disney is coming out with a new card game?
Oh yeah,
I want
Steamboat. The Mickey Steamboat's like $6,000.
Yeah,
$6,000.
But that was only given out at D23, so.
Yeah, so that one was only given out at D23. Is this something that you're going to do on your channel?
No.
What do you mean? No?
I might.
I don't think I can even get it, to be honest.
No, why don't you think you can get it?
You think they're not going to sell it in Canada?
Yeah, I can't even get MetaZoo here. So,
oh, wow.
I mean, I'm curious, but like the thing is, I remember I did majority of my content is Pokemon. I did a couple shorts where I unboxed the WWE Funko, and like I lost followers for doing that.
What?
So,
really?
Yeah.
You lost followers for doing what?
So yeah. So it's almost like, I mean, if you want to do stuff, you kind of have to do it sporadically, but I don't know. I think like, I mean, I'd like to, but I think like most of my watchers are Pokemon. So if I start doing other stuff, I'll lose followers.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I do, and after we talk about this, I gotta go back to your Instagram. There's something that I just saw on your Instagram that kind of pissed me off real quick. That I don't know why they did that, but this game, I am interested in this because, you know, to me this hits. I don't know Pokemon very well, and so I don't really know the significance to a lot of things. I've always been a card game type of fan. I remember being a kid and being a big Magic the Gathering fan. Man, I collected those all over the place, you know. And then as I grew up, Pokemon kind of took its place. Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, I think, and so I just wasn't in that realm. But this being that it's a card game and it mixes Disney in with this, I have really no interest to play the game. I just want to collect the damn cards. You know, to me, this is different than an NFT because I can actually get this. I can collect it. I can hold it in my hand. I can put it in a book. I can do whatever. And I love the artwork on these things.
So they're actually. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that this card game can challenge Pokemon. Like they are saying that, like, can it overtake Pokemon? But it's the video games that the history of Pokemon has.
Yeah.
That people are using as an argument that it won't. But I mean, it has the potential because Disney does have history.
don't take away Disney the power of fandom that Disney has. I mean that alone. I mean there's a lot of people that are going to be just like me that have no interest in playing this game but want them just for the cards.
Well, so
Temper-
here's the problem I've heard with a lot of people in the Pokemon community when they talk about this game. They discredit this game because it hasn't really been unveiled yet. It's easy to discredit something that hasn't been unveiled yet. Here's the problem that the Pokemon community is missing. Disney has the artist, they have the money. So they have the artist, the money,
They got the
and
backing.
you can't patent the gameplay, and that's the problem Pokemon has. This thing's probably going to play just like Pokemon. It's probably going to 100% play exactly like Pokemon. It's going to resemble Pokemon so much, I just about guarantee you Pokemon's going to try and sue Disney. But Disney has the money to push this past Pokemon. Maybe not this year, but I would guarantee you in the years following that this is going to give Pokemon a hard run for its money, just because they have the money to pump into it. They have the money to set up conventions. They have the resources and the ability to set up gameplays.
Well,
they have the ability to push it hard.
Here's where Disney's going to get sneaky, especially if this becomes very popular, like a Pokemon, is because Disney will start doing multiple things, just like they did with D23. Hey, we got exclusive cards we're going to give out to people. Because if this becomes popular, Disney's going to start. I think I've said before, Disney had a card type of game.
Yes, they did
out here at Magic Kingdom, but it was a it was kind of a game where you went to screens and you kind of showed it up front, and it kind of is more of an interactive card game than anything, and it was popular, but the game kind of fell to the wayside, and just they ended up stopping it. But the collecting of the cards were very popular, and a lot of people liked it. So this is kind of stepping up into that. And here's where Disney can get, even if this becomes popular, they can even tie this into their tourism at the same time. Because when they did the other card game, when they had a Halloween party, they were giving out exclusive Halloween party cards. Christmas party came around, they were giving exclusive Halloween party cards. Certain events happen, they can start pumping out these cards and then getting people to wanting to pay that exorbitant amount for these parties, sometimes just to get those cards, because they're like, well, I can go and do this party, it's limited, and I can get this card. Well, does that equal $600 for a family of 4? Well, you take that chance, because again, 6 people, you're gonna get 4 cards for family of 4. So there's so many realms they can do with this that Pokemon can't do.
Yeah.
This is how I look at this. These cards are going to be very collectible. If I would have gotten in on the first level of Pokemon when Pokemon had first happened, think about the cards that you would have in your collection that you'll never afford otherwise. I mean, because there's cards out there in Pokemon that sell for millions of dollars, right? I mean, so think about the cards that you would have had in your collection had you have started collecting the very first day that Pokemon started making cards. This is going to be the first run, and I'm at least going to get in on the first run of these cards. I'll at least try and collect a whole set of the first run, and then if I don't go any further than that because I lose interest in it, so be it. But I will definitely jump on the first run of these, and they're going to actually kick this off in the Indianapolis Con at August. I want to say it's August 3rd and 4th. They're going to actually kick this off. I will be at that con, so I will grab some of the packs while I'm there. I am excited to see where this is going to go. I don't think that it will ever completely take the place of Pokemon, but I think that Pokemon's going to have a strong competitor coming up here in the future that they've never really had before. I mean, you have some other games out there, but they've never really competed with Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, I think the closest would be Metazoo.
Right.
But that's kind of on the downturn, and that's because of other stuff, that's not just because of the popularity, but they've done some pretty weird stuff. But yeah, I mean, if I what I would do is I would, as a collector, I would buy a sealed case and then open up a sealed case. So keep one on the side,
Right.
10, 15, 20 years from now, that thing is
That's right.
guaranteed,
100%.
guaranteed to
Yes.
quadruple, triple.
Right. But even if you don't sell it as a collector, right? Because we collect things sometimes that we don't have any intent on selling. It's just really cool to have an unopened case of them. I mean, hey, how cool is it when people say, "Oh, you have those?" Like, "I got a whole unopened case." What do you
Oh,
mean?
yeah,
It's sitting over here in my protected box. I got a
yeah.
whole unopened case of them. So I don't know if I'll go quite that far, but I'm definitely going to like get behind these cards to begin with. Will I ever make my channel about them? Probably not. Will I do some shorts opening them? Absolutely. There will be some shorts opening these guys. I mean, so I look forward to seeing what Disney does with them. I think that they're being very underestimated at this moment, though, and it's going to be interesting to see how people rebound from that.
So talking about this, actually, I just came across something that I didn't see. They just posted this up. There's a website that, of course, I get a lot of Disney news from a bunch of different websites, but this one is wdwnt.com, and they're actually talking about this game. There is actually a thing that says card spoilers for the month of May 2023, and this the Lacona or whatever it's called, they actually has its own Twitter page already. Apparently, some of these are actually being sold in France already. There are packs. Apparently, France is basically the demo, the I guess the beta demographic of this thing. But they're for the US versions, they're announcing on their social media for the Twitter that they're able to piece together some of the, if not all the abilities of the spoiled cards, which are talking about some of the birds and fish animals. And of course, we have until we have the fish product, we're not confirm all these stats, but they've got things like the Timon Grub Wrestler. It's a cost of 1, color amber, type is a character, strength 1, willpower 2, lore 1, storyborn ally. Tastes like chicken. When you play this character, you may remove up to 1 damage from a choosing character. I mean, definitely quite interesting. They got like Iago, you've got a problem, choose a character. Chosen character gains reckless during the next turn. You can't quest and must challenge if able. So this is definitely interesting. Like I
Simon,
said,
what's
they've
that
got
remind you of?
it's definitely Pokemon
I mean,
essentially. I don't know the
reminds
Pokemon
me so
game,
much of Pokemon.
but
So
it definitely has a lot of the different things. But I didn't realize that this thing already had its own Twitter account.
Yeah, they've already got their own website, Twitter account. I kind of found this by accident one day, and then I looked it up on YouTube and found a bunch of people that were all having the same argument, like, will it take over Pokemon? And you have one strong side of the argument that says that it will, and one side that says that they won't. None of us will really know is the truth to the matter. None of us are going to 100% know until it happens. I don't necessarily think that it's ever going to take it over, but I do believe that there will be a strong competition going forward when it comes to that style of gameplay. But I also believe that Pokemon will inevitably end up suing them, and we'll see how that plays out in court. How did I miss this?
Well,
Can anybody tell me how I missed this?
Oh, that's a good one. But they are really quick before we jump on. They are saying that according to this thread, sets 2 and 3 for the game are currently being printed. Sets 4 and 5 are currently in design process, and set 7 is currently in development. So they have lots of sets being planned for this thing. But
if they can,
sorry,
get the like there's only 10% of Pokemon card collectors play the actual game, but if they can get the tournaments going for the game side of the going,
yeah.
and that's what they're gonna help, because some of the cards like in Pokemon, their value is because how strong they are in the game.
Right.
And that's what helps people and collect and want to buy the cards. So if they can get that niche to the side of that side of the aspect of the cards, they can. I think that'll help them a lot as well. That'll get people wanting to buy the games. They'll add more value to them. More collectors will be out there wanting them.
So I guess official August 2023 is the official release of these cards.
I think that they're going to pop off. I mean, it's something to look at. It's something to look at coming into the future of collectibles with so many things that are disappointing at this moment. But I still need to ask this question: how did I miss this? How did I miss this? Why is it not for
I gotta
sale on
feel like
Entertainment Earth?
they've done this one already. For
Has
some
this one
reason.
already been done? What is going on? I feel like
I
I'm
think
being
there's
trolled.
one that's been done before. His Halloween type thing. I swear they've done this.
I feel like I'm being trolled. Has this been done? Simon, is this an old one?
What this?
The Stitch.
This is the first time I've seen it, actually, to be honest.
So why can't I find this thing for sale on Entertainment Earth? I seen this earlier. I popped on Entertainment Earth. I thought, let me find this real quick, and that's where we'll talk about it, because there's a chase variant of this guy. I think the chase variant of it glows. The common doesn't glow. I don't really know for sure. It's not for sale on Entertainment Earth. I don't see this thing for sale anywhere else, even though it has an Entertainment Earth sticker. I feel like I'm being trolled.
Sponsored Entertainment Earth.
I feel like I'm being trolled here. Has it just
Yeah, is
not
this
come
even
out
real?
yet? I think it's real. I don't know. I think that it's real at this moment. I believe that it's real. Can somebody tell me over there if I'm being trolled? Because I feel like I'm being trolled with this one.
I'm not quite sure. We do have Dead Zones isn't in the house. Just want to point that out.
Somebody will be able to tell me over there if I'm being trolled. I believe
they have a lot of stitches.
According to the comments here, Johnny Knight says D will 100% start collecting these cards. She's more of a Disney fan than a Pokemon fan. Chase says he'll never go long haul like Pokemon and Magic. So he thinks the Disney one's a fail. I really don't think so.
I don't think so.
People have a tendency to underestimate the craziness of the Disney fan. I've definitely seen it more even doing into the Disney content and stuff like that. So I don't underestimate the willingness of the Disney fan. Now, before we get into this, I need you to go back to your Twitter. There's something I saw in there. I'm sorry, the Instagram. Something I saw in there that really, really annoyed me, and I didn't see this before, and I saw it now. And I don't know why they did this.
Which one was it?
Right there. Leave it on that screen. Bring it
on the screen.
Yeah.
I got you.
Tap the one right next to the map.
Right next to the map.
The Mickey characters. Okay.
Give me 2 seconds. All right here.
So here's what annoys me with this is, first of all,
Here we go.
These are already characters that already had basically come out. I think Donald's expression's a little bit different, but you release all these individually. Now you're going to release in a 4-pack. But here's what really annoys me, being a Disney fan of something like this. And the only reason I won't buy this is you slap this into a Disney 100 box, where the individual ones were not in Disney 100 boxes. The original ones were in standard blue and yellow Disney color type boxes. If you're going to friggin' slap a Disney 100 box on there, you better put them in their 100 outfits and not their standard outfits, because that would hit a lot better. And of course Walmart wouldn't get it. That would become a Disney exclusive. But I guarantee you would have sold a hell of a lot more if you would have taken that 4-pack and put all those characters in their Disney 100 celebration outfits. Oh yeah, you would have had something. But don't go and take the same exact regurgitated pops and slap them in a Disney 100 box. That's just annoying.
I if you say so. What's their 100th anniversary's outfit supposed to look like?
It's blue. Purple and silver. That's the colors. So
Simon knew that.
Ones.
This kind of reminds you of like what they do with like when they can't sell the comics, they flock them. So let's just put them in $100.
That's right. They flock them.
The thing is, the hardcore Disney fans, even like myself, are going to look at this and go, no, there's no way in hell I'm buying this, because it doesn't represent the Disney 100. It's the same damn characters. Yeah. But if I want a 100 item, I either want a classic moment to show me something like, the movie posters, or put them in their Disney 100 outfits. Everyone knows at the parks and stuff like that, whether you're in Disneyland, in Disney World, you're in Disneyland Paris, you're in Shanghai, doesn't matter. They all have their specific 100th anniversary outfits, just like they had specific 50th anniversary outfits that they wore. Put the characters in those outfits, and then you'll get the collectors to start buying those. That, I guarantee you, they're not going to sell it.
Hey, Simon, what's been your biggest Pokemon pull?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that question. Gosh. Probably the Rayquaza full art from Evolving Sky. So that thing's PS like. I mean, there's cards that are raw, and then there's cards if you get them graded, they're like thousands, right? So probably my Rayquaza, that's close to that if it's graded.
How much would you say if it's graded?
It's probably get like anywhere between 6 to 1,000 depending on the week.
Wow.
On sales.
Wow.
Sold.
But it has to be great. It's got
to get out of my collection for that kind of money. It's got to go out of my collection. Do we keep up with the Funko Fun Days? You know, because Funko Fun Days San Diego it's supposed to be happening this year, even though Funko has not given us any like real news or what pops is going to be in the San Diego Con, which I still think is kind of strange. To be completely honest, I'm kind of on the fence on what we're going to see at this moment. It is scheduled to take place. It looks like it was the 21st of July. 21st of July is when they're going to have the fun days. They haven't really announced how many people are going to be there, whether it's going to be limited to 200 like it was the year before, or if they're going to have more and there's going to be some like whole lottery system and how you get into the fun days, which is, that strange stuff that Funko does that I've never truly understand. They have their wristband with some strange like box that determines your faith, which is super strange. Funko does weird stuff when it comes to that. Simon, have you ever been to one of these? Do you get into this?
No, but that's on my bucket list for sure. I think next year I'm going to try to hit up near Comic-Con if they're going to be there and try to hit up like an event. But like, I mean, like what? Look how hard it was for Gazzlecast to get into something like that. They had to like have somebody gift the ticket. So I mean, I would attempt it.
Is Gazzlecast in Canada too?
No.
Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore.
They're in Baltimore, Maryland?
Yeah.
No, they're not. Are they really?
Yeah.
How do you know this?
It kind of explains a lot. No, never mind. I didn't say that out loud.
I watched them.
Say what? They're in Baltimore, Maryland. No, they're not. For real? That's strange. I didn't think they were.
Can confirm that.
I didn't think they were quite that far up north. Not quite that far, but that's pretty cool. This is I don't know if this is a bucket list thing for me. The San Diego Con is a bucket list for me. I don't truly understand how you get into the Funko lotteries because they have that whole like strange box thing that you have to go through, and if it's not that, then it's somehow tied to your ticket, and then they send you an email. I think a lot of that is how do I say it without sounding just straight like mean? I think a lot of that's rigged. I think that a lot of that has to do with like who you are versus like an actual lottery. So I don't really get behind any of that. I don't think that I'd ever be picked for anything like that unless I had probably like 100,000 followers, and then I might get picked for it. But I doubt it even then, to be completely honest. What about the New York Con? Is that one on your bucket list too?
Oh yeah. Pretty pumped for we have a Toronto Expo once a year here. We get some pretty big people. It's like our biggest event here. It's pretty big, but yeah, I mean, the only thing about New York is that I haven't heard the greatest things. I heard it's just like a zoo there. It's chaos. It's like I've heard people say once they go there, like, yeah, I'm not going to go back there again. But
yeah,
everybody has to try it.
I think it depends on the venue, because if you look at a place like San Diego Con, I mean that venue down there is absolutely huge, and I would probably say that San Diego is probably overall bringing in more people than the New York Con would be, because to me, like I said, San Diego is the top, the primo con of all. I haven't been there. I've seen a lot of video. I've had friends that have gone there. But I guess it could be your perspective on what it is you're into and what you perceive as a large crowd. But I know JKL has gone there a couple times, the New York one, and I don't think he really said too much about it. But
JKL lives in New York, though.
Yeah, so it makes it easier for him.
He lives. So does Jesse Lou. Jesse Lou lives in New York. Simon, do you get into the NFTs?
No, I haven't. But when they come out with like a Demon Slayer, count me in for sure.
Count you in on the Demon Slayer. So they got the Adventure Time.
Demon Slayer, yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like the Adult Swim. It's kind of like a Rick and Morty almost. I mean, it would be like in that realm. It would have probably been like the original Rick and Morty. It has really weird stuff that's going on in it the whole time. My oldest actually got into the show when it first came out. It's really weird, to be completely honest with you. It's strange, but it's one of them that has a cult like following. They have books that tell you what the characters are, and just kind of it's a different world. It is a different world. But Funko is, I bet they clean house with this one, because this is one of them that has a cult like following. There's not a whole lot out there though that you can find that's going on with this one right now.
Yeah, but if they got the Cartoon Network license for this, I guarantee you the next up you're gonna see is Rick and Morty, Robot Chicken, all these other weird ones. I don't really. I mean, I'm probably back in the day in my 20s. I probably watched Cartoon Network, but I don't know. To me, it's just kind of out there.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about the fact that you'll see a Rick and Morty coming up here soon. You will see all of those coming up here soon. That's pretty awesome. I hope that we see some of those coming up.
I guarantee
Simon, do you watch Rick and Morty?
I haven't. I've watched a few episodes and I've laughed my ass off, but I haven't been invested. Like I haven't sat down and binged it. I want to, for sure.
I haven't sat down and binged it. It's one of them that I get a good laugh out of it, and then I keep going. That's all I can do, is get a good laugh out of that one and move on from there. Did we know that they're coming out with a new Deadpool? Did anybody know that?
Yes, comes out next year.
Why has no one told me?
Next year.
That's with Wolverine, isn't it? Is he
doing it with Deadpool 3 with Wolverine. There's a lot of rumors right now as far as who the main villain is. There's rumors that Omega Red
is Wolverine
be in this one.
What do you mean?
We know Wolverine is in it. That one is 100%. He's not a villain though. He would be more of an ally.
A villain.
But I've heard rumors of Omega Red being in this one. Because you got to remember, they got to play more off the mutant side of this, because Dead Zone was more in the X-Men type of world. And of course, bringing in Wolverine and the X-Men and stuff like that. So they're going to start playing more off the mutant side of this. So I've seen rumors of Omega Red, and I'm really excited if that becomes true. I've even seen one that I don't think is true at all. They talk about Lobo showing up in it. I don't really think that that's going to happen at all. They've talked about for years of his own show, but yes, this is not going to be Wolverine 4. This is straight up going to be Deadpool. And I think both Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are going to be really good on screen together. So I'm really interested in this. I know Jackman wasn't interested in getting back into the Wolverine shape, because I'm sure that takes a lot to be done. But this is supposed to come out in November of next year. Is Deadpool 3? It is. They've already slated it to be a rated R. It's going to be the first rated R Marvel movie. So all right, definitely be up.
Let's go.
They'll make me watch that stupid advertisement, and I'm not going to do it. So when you get a second, go and watch the trailer for this. They actually have Hugh Jackman and I can't even think of his name right now that plays Deadpool.
Ryan
Reynolds. They actually have those two together. They're sitting on a couch. They're chatting about it. It looks like it's really going to. I say there's going to be a lot of like Wolverine against Deadpool in this movie. I say there's going to be a lot of that. I'm sure that there's going to be a villain at some point that's going to bring those two together. But I'll bet that 80% of this movie is them two fighting. I mean, I'm just about willing to like bet it.
I really don't think so, because again, Deadpool was always on the side of X-Men, and he was always with X-Men. So he's going to be more of an ally than a villain, to be honest with you. I really don't think that it's going to go that route.
We'll see.
I'm curious to see if this is going to be more of a comedy than an action.
Oh, it's going to be it's with Ryan Reynolds. It's always going to be a comedy. Always going to be a comedy, and they're just going to throw action in there for fun. Just for fun, you'll have the action in there. It's always going to be that way with Ryan Reynolds. But I don't think if they ever do another Deadpool without him, it would be the same, to be honest. Just like the whole like this is going to be the last appearance of Hugh Laurie as Wolverine. I don't think that if they make a remake of Wolverine now, it will ever be the same. I think now that it's kind of ruined at this moment if they ever tried to make a new one.
But Here's the thing: when it comes to Marvel, though, I know you being a huge Deadpool fan is all into this. Of course, this is slated for November of 2024. But to be honest with you,
2024.
I'm more interested in the movie that's going to come out before that, which is slated for September 2024, and that is Blade.
Nobody cares about Blade.
Dude, Blade is going to be awesome. I don't care. But
Is it the original Blade?
No, of course they're not bringing Wesley Snipes. They're bringing.
So you think Wesley Snipes got his taxes right? I mean, Wesley Snipes was like trying to run from tax evasion for the longest time. Tried to flee the country dressed as a Jamaican. I mean, you think he got his taxes right to do that?
Probably not, but it's definitely. But no, it's already Mashallah. I don't even know how to say his first name, but I'd seen him an actor. He's a great actor, so I'm excited about that. That's probably one of the big ones I am. But if we're gonna talk a little Marvel real quick, I got to get both all your for the next 2 years. Let's just talk the next 2 years. After that, I want to hear what any ones that you are excited for. So next up for Marvel MCU, we're going to Disney Plus, Secret Invasion.
I don't know what that is.
Simon?
I haven't heard too much about it.
So this is the one with Samuel L. Jackson. This is the Secret Invasion of the Skrulls. And this is going to tie in a whole lot within a lot of different things. So this one's going to be good. Next Disney Plus is going to be Loki season 2.
Garbage. I don't think you can come back from Loki 1. I think that Loki 1 ended right. They should have left it that way.
But when you're adding in the thing of the multiverse and Kane being released from his thing, you definitely get it in there. This one's not on the top of my list, but this is the next movie coming out in November of this year, which is The Marvels. With of course Captain Marvel, Photon, and Miss Marvel.
Can do it.
Then this one I'm not quite sure where they're going with this, but they're doing a spin-off from Hawkeye, show called Echo, which is going to come out in November of 2023. This is based off of the girl from Hawkeye that was Maya Lopez, that was deaf in there. So this could be interesting. And then this is also my favorite for next year, to be honest with you. Captain America, New World Order.
I guess that one could be okay. Out of every one of them you said, that would be the one that I'd be most likely to watch. You have to remember that I selectively pick what I watch because I don't watch a whole lot of TV. I mean, it's not what I do. So I selectively, I didn't even watch Venom till a year ago. I mean, I just watched the Venoms a year ago. So I don't really know when it comes to a lot of that stuff. The only reason I keep it with Deadpool is because I like Deadpool.
Well, there are three Disney Plus shows slated for next year as far as MCU goes. One of which I know you are not going to be a fan of. The other two, I think you will.
Which one want to be a fan of?
Thunderbolts.
Well, wait, no, not getting behind it. It's
coming out next year.
Yep.
And then the one I think you'll definitely be behind of is Agatha, Coven of Chaos.
100%.
And then Daredevil, Born Again.
Nope. Won't be behind that one either. No, I don't. I never liked the Daredevil saga. Never liked the Daredevil stuff.
Daredevil's pretty badass.
I know it got super weird though. Simon, can you get behind any of those?
Are you a Marvel guy?
I'm a Marvel guy, but not Daredevil. Definitely not. I want to see Flash or something.
I'm so disappointed.
But no, definitely those last two that you mentioned.
Agatha, Coven of Chaos.
That one's going to be good. Yeah, that one's going to be good.
I was a big Wanda fan, so.
Yeah, so that one,
WandaVision, a great show.
That one will do great. I mean, that one will do great. I don't so much know about the other ones, but that one will be okay. There is a website out there I found today that has all of Funko's new releases. I think that it's only right that we show this because they're doing probably a better fan at showing what the new releases of Funko are versus Funko themselves, which I think is slightly insane. To be completely honest, it's more than insane that there's another site out there that will give you the more of the Funko releases than Funko will give you.
Oh yeah.
So check this out.
Okay, before we get into that, I just thought of something.
What's up?
It's November. I mean, sorry, not November. It's May going into June. Now, I know I've complained about this probably the past 2 years when they've done it, but don't they typically release the Halloween pops right about now?
I think they should have already been released. Funko is dragging, and when I've kind of like throw the San Diego out there is like, hey, check it out. Like I'm trying to not like directly call them out with calling them out. There's something strange with what's going on with Funko. Funko is normally way in advance of their announcements, right? You've normally already seen months ago what all the Pride stuff was going to be. You've already seen, at least by now, we've already seen everything that's announced for the SDCC to already start building the
Yeah.
hype. They're just not. There's something really strange going on with Funko, and I try not to be that negative like Nancy with Funko that much, but there's something really weird going on with
Yeah.
it. Something happened when Funko decided that they had lost a bunch of money, and they, for the second time since I've been collecting Funko, they started firing people like crazy. The first time was right before COVID. We all kind of questioned if maybe they fired the wrong people. I don't know if y'all remember that, but there was a lot of conversations like, did they fire the wrong people? Because there was a lot of like weird stuff going on there. I think this time they're combating three different problems, to be honest. So they don't have COVID, so you don't have people sitting in the house that don't have anything to do other than collect stuff. Their marketing team is not that great. I mean, their marketing team is very, very lackluster in like what they're doing in marketing, and they're everybody's kind of caught on to their bait and switch. Everybody's kind of caught on to the, well, this one's going to be a limited edition. No, it's not. Or we're going to do this really cool mystery box, but we're going to like throw in a bunch of garbage with it. Right. Or the I think the best one is when they sell out on their site, but then the next day they put it back on. I think everybody's kind of caught on to these tricks, right? Everybody's like, oh, they got me for a year with like selling out, but then they didn't really sell out because the next day they just put it right back on their
FOMO.
site. Yeah. So I think that they're combating three different problems, and I don't know how they're going to get over them because it almost feels like they don't care that they have these problems, and until they start caring that they have these problems, Funko is going to have to rely on places like this Hot Stuff Geeks. I just found this today. This is all of the new releases starting from today. So today, these ones that you're looking at will be the latest ones that have been released, and then it just keeps trickling and keeps trickling. And I'm just gonna run through these real quick, and y'all tell me what you think. So we have the Ozzy. Is that a yes or no? It's a no for me. I mean, just to be honest.
I like Ozzy, but you know what? It's a yes for me.
I think they should have put a bat in his hand. I mean,
That'd be a different image. That'd be a different image. This is based off of his newer album, stuff like that. I am a fan. Ozzy Osbourne was the very first concert I actually ever went to when I was in junior high. So Ozzy's, and I've probably seen Ozzy almost more times than any band other
but
than maybe Korn. But
this is the worst kind of people pop, right? If I took this dude out of that and set him on my desk, tell me how many people are
no,
gonna
yeah,
walk up,
you're not gonna get it.
grab this, and go, "Hey, check out Ozzy." No one. This is the worst kind of people pop. And you know, Chase says it all the time, and he's 100% correct. People pops are horrible because unless it's something very iconic like Marilyn Monroe or Elvis Presley or Snoop, no one walks up to them and they're like, "Yeah, this is this is right in that realm of the worst kind of people pop."
Yeah, I definitely think if you took that out of the box and put it on your shelf and had somebody come into your house and look at that going like, well, who is that?
Who is that?
I,
Did you
I
make a pop
definitely
it
would
yourself?
agree with you.
I mean, it is the worst kind of people pop, the worst one, or the little WayneKo. So then they dropped this Darth Vader. What do you think, Simon? Are you fans of this Vader?
Oh God, how many times have I seen this before?
Same Vader again, and I'm glad you said it, and I didn't have to.
I think Chase has like 50 of these
The
exact
same Vaders.
photos.
He has the same Vader, just different boxes, different numbers on the box.
I'm still
Maybe.
a fan of the facet pops, to be 1,000% honest.
Really?
But that's just me.
Wow, I don't know, man. I can't get behind it. So then we have the BB-8 and the R2, which are Pride Pops. They should have already been announced way before they've been announced. I'm extremely disappointed in their lack of the ability to tell us what's coming. To me, I don't even know what my local Hot Topic gets until they post that they have something. I mean, and that's how bad it is. You're like, oh, I didn't know you were getting this pop. When was this pop announced? It wasn't announced. I mean, it simply was not announced. The Entertainment Earth, I think, has been coming up with some cool anime. What do you think of this one, Simon?
What are we looking at here? Sorry.
So you have the anime Last Airbender King Buma.
Oh, I don't watch this anime, but it looks like a nice pop.
Okay, so let's skip from that one. We got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Casey. Now this is the Blacklight Hot Topic exclusive. I still like your Blacklight stuff, even though I think it's dead. This is a Hot Topic exclusive, so I say that it's going to be a hit for a lot of people because it is a Hot Topic exclusive. But if they overproduce them, it's going to tank, and they probably overproduced it. This is the year of overproducing. Chris, what do you think?
I'm kind of. I think they've overproduced Turtles altogether. First of all, I don't even like this Casey Jones because I don't get the pink mask. I think you could have done other colors with the mask, pink mask, purple hair. To me, purple and the black light does not work.
It does
not show up, and I think that was a bad color combination.
All right, Simon, I got another one for you. What about the AAA anime? Do you watch?
I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of Attack on Titan. So the one on the right there, we got Levi. Yeah, for sure. And then the advent calendar here.
That's the same one from before, I believe.
Yeah, they're recycled from last year. Those are both recycled from last year. They have a problem with recycling the advent calendars because they just don't sell that well, and I don't think they put any dates. I'd have to get a closer look because I don't think there's any dates
for 2023.
2023, but it could have been from last year. This Cruella. Hold on. How many of y'all got this Freddy Funko? Because it's on their site right now.
The candy one, the candy one didn't work for the Marvel characters. Why is the candy one going to work for?
What do you mean? It's got candy in it. It's got candy in it.
Stupid.
What do you mean, Simon? How many of these did you order? How many of these you want me to order for you? I'll order them for you and mail them to you. You just tell me how many of them you need me to order.
One for me, one for Disc Tracker. I mean,
he said one for me, one for Disc Tracker. Do you not have the candy ones? No candy ones in your collection? I didn't order any of those.
The only Freddy I have is the one I got from your mystery box.
Are you being serious with me? I've got a whole line of Freddies behind me. You got to have some Freddy Funkos in your collection. You're kidding me. No Freddy Funkos in your collection.
No.
So I'm not a fan of either one of these. I don't like the candy inside of it.
I think that Cruella. I mean, hell, look at the picture behind it. I would have rather seen Cruella in her, fur coat.
Yeah.
Than this image. I think they probably grabbed one of the worst images from the show or from the movie that they did,
really
and that's a horrible thing. I don't know.
Really weird. So you have Loki Giant and the Harry Potter.
That's Frost Giant. That's a Frost Giant Loki. The Harry Potter, of course, is huge. Those things are out here. They're selling like friggin' crazy. I know that, or the Gryffindor one did, I believe. But I've heard of a lot of people picking up these Harry Potter, the different houses ones, art covers. I think I heard they're being huge.
Simon, how many of these are you going to collect?
So I don't collect Harry Potter, but I'm sure the Harry Potter fans will scoop that up for sure.
I think the Harry Potters are good art piece, to be honest with you, especially if you got all four of them. But Pokemon, I don't even know what that was.
I can't say the name to these things.
Espion?
I don't even try. You're gonna have to get the Pokemon guy from the Pokemon channel. Espion. See how easily he said that? It had taken me 3 days.
I know Pikachu and I know Charizard and I know Mewtwo. That's about it.
I don't even think I can say Charizard right. So I try and stick away from that one.
Squirtle. There we go. I got a fourth one.
I got Me Too today. I know how to say that one. Me Too.
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo. Whatever. I'm not listening to y'all anymore. So what did you think about this backpack? I think I kind of asked you earlier. What do you think about the backpack combo? It's at $120, 4,000 piece run. What do you think?
How many Star Wars fans, female Star Wars fans out there are willing to buy a Loungefly backpack?
I don't know.
Well, I don't think you got to place this just on females, because to be honest with you, I've seen a lot of people, especially this being a Pride bag and pop. I think that is not just going to be a female type thing. In fact, I've seen some interesting Loungeflies that the manliest men in Disney have worn them, and then they're not their wives. But
Chase, how many of these do you have? Chase, how many did you get? When you try and say Pokemon names. No, Johnny, I show my speech impediment when I try and say Pokemon names. Anyways, how many of these did you pick up, Chase? Chase probably has 15 of these coming to his house right now.
Well, no, he's got 15 of those Darth Vaders.
Look, Simon, I'm with you on these. I look, my daughter is into the Loungefly stuff. To me, they remind me a lot of a purse. When I see them, they're not very big, so they're the very small of small backpacks. Maybe if they made one in a larger backpack, because I do have a slight like backpack obsession. I have like Adidas backpacks, I have Nike backpacks, I have different backpacks that match different outfits that I'm taking to the gym on different days. So I could maybe, if they made them bigger in something that you could use.
But I also do know people that buy these purely for collection purposes to put them on their wall. Never will wear them out in public, but will buy them for pure collectible purposes.
There is one I would buy, and it's the Snorlax one. They have a Pokemon Snorlax backpack, and I looked at it, I was like, oh my god, I totally have to buy this, but it's like $90, so I'm kind of like, maybe next week.
Yeah, but that's the average price of it.
So then I'm gonna like talk about a few of them real quick before we start wrapping it up. They have some of them that have been announced that they're going to be making, but we don't really know what we're going to be getting just yet. So they have the Law and Order like Special Victims unit pops that we're going to be seeing soon.
I am considering that Mickey though, to be honest with you, but
what do you mean considering it? You're a Disney guy. You can't be considering.
I know, but I hate the vault things. I think they're horribly they're not displayable items.
Hold on. Stop. He said Jesus carrying his Bud Light around in him. Chase,
we just have images in our head right now.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. So I like the vault.
Chase and Mr. Ugly skipping down the road together with their Loungefly. Coors, not Bud Light. There you go.
They have the Law and Order Special Victims unit that they've announced that'll be coming out this year.
But see, to me, that's right up there with People Pops.
It is. It's 100% going to be up there with People Pop. So maybe they can do something iconic enough that will let you know that it's Law and Order, but without the box. I have a feeling that you would never know. The Witcher is supposed to be season 3 is supposed to have pops being made.
I've never seen any of them.
I haven't seen any of it, and then we've already seen the Transformer Rise of the Beast. We've already seen the pops that they're going to be coming out.
Have you guys actually seen actual images of that Ant-Man? I am so disappointed in that thing.
I have not, and
this picture right here is poorly displayed of what it actually looks like. It's basically just almost like a whitish, clear, flat versions of Ant-Man going smaller. It's actually really bad, to be honest with you. And I've seen a normal image. I'm like, this is horrible. I get what they're trying to do, but they did not. Someone should have gone back to the drawing board on that one.
Look, I think Funko like pushes things out sometimes. I think Funko has this thing. I think Funko needs to go back to early like 2018 Funko. Is what I think Funko needs to do. They need to reset the clock a little bit and figure it out. In his Rainbow Speedo, I 100% believe this. Chase,
Out in the hurricane, we got Florida man. Come on, man.
This is an image now that I'm never going to be able to get out of my head. So I truly appreciate you like setting that image for me. You and your lounge fly with your Bud Light and your Speedo.
Hey, we've got a perfect image for the next Florida man video when we get our hurricane.
I got this.
Florida man video. Come on.
100% got this. I got what you're doing. Simon, what do you have going on next week? I noticed that you've been doing a lot of shorts lately. You've kind of
like the Mario things, by the way.
Mario. Thanks, what do you have this Mario?
I got a bunch of Mario stuff like remote control cars, racetracks, and stuff.
Yeah, you have a little Mario racetrack to find out which pack he opens up and stuff like that.
What do you got going on? You're getting super creative. Is that what I hear?
Hold on. Now I gotta find it.
You got a Mario.
I'm gonna find it.
Racetrack going on.
I'm gonna see if I can find.
Got like some. I like incorporate these guys into my shorts. These little remote control cars and stuff. And there's a racetrack that I have that. You see the box there? I'm not sure if you've seen it or if it's. They sell this at a Toys R Us, but this little racetrack here.
Is this the one that's actually hooked to the game?
No, it's just like a separate. It's like Hot Wheels.
It's kind of like a Hot Wheels track.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I'm actually going to California to a Pokemon convention from June 7th until June 12th.
That was my bad.
What was your bad?
I was trying to find one of his videos of it, and I couldn't find the damn mute button. Sorry.
Anyways, so that's not like the part that hooks to the TV and you're racing them around your house, driving your animals crazy, trying to like step on Lego landmines. That's not the same one.
No. Yeah, it's just literally. Go ahead, Chris.
I think this is one I wanted to show because these things are actually. I do stop and watch these every time they pop
what
up.
What am I missing? I feel like I've missed so much now.
I think if you don't mind me showing it a little bit. I think this is one of them right here. This is one of well, that's not the racing one, but definitely cool. I like how you incorporate a lot of those. But yeah, he had like a Mario track, and it would race, and whichever one comes down first is the pack he opens. You got a ton of shorts. You are awesome on these shorts.
A ton of shorts. I noticed that you were absolutely killing it with the shorts. Are you monetized yet?
No.
Your watch
not
time.
Yet, but yeah, I got like about 2,000 hours short for being monetized.
It's the watch time that has you right now. So that was my biggest problem.
That's the hardest part.
Yes, that was my biggest problem as well. Getting the subscribers was the easy part. The watch time is where it kind of got difficult, which is funny though, because the more you grow, the easier that gets. I think like last month I did like 5,000 500 watch hours in the last 28 days. I mean, so at some point that becomes a lot easier to obtain. Just keep hacking away at it. But at some point it just becomes a lot easier, but that is the longest part. That takes the. What do you see? You're starting to act like a kid.
I found one. Check this out.
Hold on, is this like a Hot Wheels track? What
fell off, but it was still fun.
What have I been doing with my life? All right, so that looks like a lot of fun. That looks like a lot of fun. I'm wondering now what I've been doing with my life.
You get a little.
Wayne,
I think
you're
past about before getting a little Hot Wheels track and doing something similar.
What did you say?
You made a video out of Hot Wheels a while back ago. I remember you're doing down your stairs and stuff. But I was going to say, your last 3 Pokemon shorts have been over 1,000, and they've actually got the most views out of your past 10.
I know.
So you might be onto something there. Buddy.
I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you that I'm probably onto something when it comes to those. I've never been a huge Pokemon collector. Now my little brother has like stacks upon stacks upon stacks of Pokemon stuff, and he could like tell me all of the names. My problem with animes and Pokemons and any of that is I have a severe speech impediment, and I used to hide it in my videos. I used to edit out my stutters and things in my videos, and then at some point I just kind of started embracing it. I have a really hard time saying their names. So if you notice that I'm not really like saying their names because I have a really difficult time saying the name. And then if I do say it, it doesn't sound right. So I don't even try 90% of the time. But there's some cool ones out there that I want to get my hands on. Out of this trick or trade, the only thing I want is the pumpkin, what is it? Pumpkin boo is the only one out of that I want. So I'm going to be on the hunt for the pumpkin boo until I get it. My local Walmart has like 1,000 of these bags that didn't sell from last year because they didn't make it to the store in time, which is kind of the problem with these boosters and why they didn't catch on. They were supposed to have hit all of us like last Halloween. They didn't. Occasionally a Walmart would get a bag and then it would sell as fast as it hit the shelf because one bag just doesn't last that long in any community. Now they all have, just in the last 3 weeks, they all dumped like hundreds of these bags on all of the Walmarts. And if you have one Walmart around you, you have 15. So every one of the Walmarts around me have thousands of these things just kind of sitting on the shelves. I am now going to open them until I find a pumpkin boo. I'm going to find him. I don't know where he's at, but he's definitely going to be found. At some point, he's going to be found because that's really the only one that I care about. What do you got going on next week that you want to talk about, Simon?
Your floor is yours, Simon.
Like I said, I'm going to flying out to California next week to go to a Pokemon convention. So I'm going to vlog that and see how that goes. So it's pretty much an event weekend. So like all the big Pokemon YouTubers are going to be there. So it's like a content creator slash fandom event. So I'm going as a content creator. So hopefully I can, meet some new creators and do some collabs, and we'll take it from there.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. I go to C2E2 as a content creator. It's kind of fun, to be honest. I don't never run into anybody though that's doing anything, and if I do, they're normally too busy to talk to me. It's kind of strange.
That's what I figure it's going to be. It's going to be. That's why I'm bringing my daughter with me, because I'm sure I'm going to just walk around there, kind of like just kind of like wondering where to go next, and then
take it as it goes. I've vlogged one small Comic-Con before, and when you first start vlogging, it's kind of overwhelming. But really, a lot of people in there just want to kind of talk and tell their story and stuff like that. Whether it's a vendor, or whether it's an artist, or whether it's something, so kind of just embrace the whole thing and just kind of enjoy it when you take it around. It is a different aspect when it comes to vlogging style. Wayne can definitely vouch for that, going out and about and vlogging, because it does look weird you walking around talking to a camera. But the camera, the film is well worth it. Well worth it.
Have you done this before?
Like vlogging? No, I mean, but I've never. This is my first convention. But like for vlogging, yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point. I remember I was going out with like Johnny, and I'd be like, okay, we're gonna film. We're gonna go and do just go around and film a bunch of stores. And it was like, you either go there to film or you go there to do a hunt. And I found that like it was hard trying to like dedicate myself to vlogging and filming rather than like, because I really wanted to hunt at the same time. But then getting over the like holding the camera and then people staring at you and feeling uncomfortable, that's that's something that kind of I'll have to get used to.
Yeah, it definitely. I think Wayne's better at it than I am, especially since I do it at the parks. But one trick that I kind of learned from a bigger YouTuber that does Disney is I started noticing in a lot of his films, he doesn't walk and talk.
No,
he'll pop into a corner, and he'll find something. He'll film the B-roll, and here's what you got to remember too: is it's you can always add more to your film. So let's say you're going back and watching the footage later on. You go, oh man, I should have done. Take as much B-roll as you possibly can, because remember, you can always voice over it later on.
Mm.
You know, you can just add a voiceover, something of that nature. So, you know, film as much possibly, even without talking. Film as much as you can, because you can always take some of that and use it later on and voice over on some of it. But find a little, and here's your other challenge. Especially I find it in the parks, how the noise level, depending on the type of camera, depending on the type of mic you got, if you got a directional mic, something like that, the noise level can be very up there. So that's why a lot of times you got to step back into a corner that's maybe a little less noisy, so that way you can do it. But
makes sense. Because, sorry, I have to say this. I will be going to Disney World for 2 days.
Oh, nice.
It's right across the street from the hotel. So
where
hopefully I can the Anaheim Marriott, which is right across from.
Oh, you're going to Disneyland? Yes, I know where the Anaheim Marriott is.
Disneyland. Yeah.
So Chris was 100% correct. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you, it's good that you bring that up, because it reminded me. I was going to ask you if you have any tips for, if you know anything about Disneyland or any suggestions.
I've been to Disneyland many times. I got a lot of suggestions, and we can talk a little bit more in detail and stuff like that. Teach you, show you some little things to focus on and things like that. But yeah, definitely for sure. You know, we'll talk a little bit closer, and especially if you want something you want to film, or if you're just going out there to enjoy yourself. But I know where that location is. It's literally down the street from Magic Kingdom, and you can walk up there. I'd recommend walking, because parking everywhere around there is absolutely ridiculous. But you know, take it, enjoy it. You know, it is. I mean, it's Disneyland, and you know, it's original. So just remember that.
Yeah, I'll hit you up.
Chris is 100% correct. Find a corner that you can duck into when it comes to talking. When you're at these conventions, you can't talk at these conventions. Most of the time, people are bumping into you. People are walking into you. It's the craziest thing that I've ever seen. The first one I went to, I was extremely overwhelmed at how it went. But I also edit in chronological order. I mean, so I don't know if that makes any sense to you. I can't do what Chris said do, like just take a bunch of film and then piece it together later. I have to like shoot everything in chronological order that I'm going to edit it. So that wouldn't work for me. But ducking off into the corners is 100% like how you get your like voice in there, because you're not going to get it any other way. It's going to be too crowded. There's going to be music. There's going to be something going on that's going to make it impossible. You have to like almost use it like a studio. Find where you can like duck into a corner but still have a really awesome background, and then get your voice real quick, and then go into your next like phase of whatever it is that you're doing. I have a lot of fun doing that. So when you said that like you couldn't hunt and do it at the same time, I only hunt if I'm filming. So it's kind of crazy. The only hunts I do, unless it's something like I stopped at Walmart to grab bread and I just happened to walk over there and there was something there, I almost never hunt anything unless it's me filming. So I think the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get. But just make sure that you're backing off into corners when you go to talk, because that will make your life 1,000% easier when it comes to getting your video.
I'll give you one other big tip, and Wayne may vouch for this. I don't know. I found that I've done this, and most people don't know I do this, but film 2 intros. Film an intro to get yourself comfortable when you're there. Go in a corner, film an intro. And do that, and then a lot of times, after I'm done the whole thing and I film my outro, I will film an intro shortly after. I'll find a slightly different spot so it looks like I'm in a different spot, but I film another one, because a lot of times you'll gain some experience from being there, and you go, oh man, I should have brought that up in the intro. Film 2 intros, and if anything, then just whichever one you don't like, just don't use.
Chris, what you got going on next week?
Smart.
So, not much. 5 minutes of Disney. Some big Disney news about the updates of the return of the Disney dining plan is coming up. So that's going to be some good information. I did want to point out one thing real quick. I actually wanted to thank Simon for something, even for the show, quite a bit, because I know at some point, I don't know how he ever actually found us on this show. But I do want to thank you, Simon, because somehow you found us. You know, I know you brought your sister at one point. And you brought like this Canadian connection. That's what I know.
Yeah,
We
you
joked
did.
around with you on it, but you really did, because we didn't really have, you know, Johnny and you know, coming into the chats and stuff like that. So you were really the first one. Not really sure how you find us, if you just searched us or you knew from us beforehand. But I do have to thank you, because I know you've you know, been on my memberships. I don't know if he's on Wayne's memberships. I know your sister has been on my memberships before, and part of the giveaways, and so definitely, you know, thank you for being a great supporter of the channels, both of us. And you know, when you told me that you were starting your own channel, I was all for, you know, 100% support for you. So, you know, if you ever have advice, you know, you need advice about something to do, or where to go, you definitely don't need advice for shorts, because you got that shit down pat. But you know, definitely just feel free to let us know. We thank you. Just like our other supporters, like Chase, Johnny, Dead Zone, you know, Quick Draw. As much as we'd like to give Quick Draw a hard time, Christina, Zach, all of them, we want to give you guys nothing but respect. We know a lot of you guys have been with us pretty much since close to the beginning, and you know, you guys continue to show up week after week, and that does not go unnoticeable. So we definitely, for both Wayne and I, we definitely thank you guys a ton for helping to support, and I wanted to express that to you, Simon. I appreciate that.
Oh, Simon knows
Well,
that.
thank
Man.
you.
Truly appreciate you, brother. Truly appreciate you. All of my Toys R Us exclusives come from Simon. I truly appreciate you, bro.
I did get one from Simon. I think I got him somewhere. He got me one of the mini puff Baskin Robbins.
Hey guys, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight, and I'm gonna call it a night. Y'all have a good one. We'll catch you
Don't
next
forget to
time.
comment, like, and subscribe, and y'all have a good one. See you next week.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Sometimes the easiest things to do take the longest amount of time to get done. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that, but before we get out of here real quick, guys, don't forget to go check our channel memberships out. These are both very new features to Mr. Techbot and myself, but we're both very proud that we have made it to this point. So go check out our memberships. The link should be down in the description below. If it's not down in the description below, you should be able to go to any one of our videos and it'll be down in the description below. So make sure you go check that out. It's super cool, fun way to get interactive with the channel. You'll get some really cool icons, some really cool emojis you can drop over in that super chat. You can drop over there in that chat so that you can flex on everybody a little bit. And don't forget that any and all super chats will go down in the description after this video is over. Give us 15, 20, maybe even 30 minutes to get it down in there. I mean, we might not be able to do it right away. You know, we've got to eat dinner and still hang out with our family, but we truly appreciate all of you guys, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good one.